Hello and welcome to a Smite video. Well, what today's video is, not making a new tier list, no, I'm here to talk about Season 8. We're finally on Season 8, the end of the year has come. We've had some sneaky reveals at some of the new gods coming out. Not here to talk about them. Not here to talk about the new gods, the new updates, or even the Conquest map. As I actually haven't been able to play the new Conquest map, I actually don't know about it. It seems alright, but we're here to look over the update notes for Season 8. Now, if you've seen my content already, or my lacking of videos, you will probably see that I have made some tier lists and played a few games. My tier lists are usually based on god abilities, on gods that maybe I seem a little bit unfair, so I talk about them and I put them in an overall ranking tier list. However, there were some things I did like to mention about the gods that I was playing against. Since that video, I'm still been playing the game to try and make an assassin tier list. I've been practicing with some assassins. I'm very poor at the role jungle, so we will leave it be. And I've been able to find out perfect ways to counter the broken hunter Danzebra. And now my initial thought on him, he is quite easy to counter with a few gods, but he is still insanely broken, being a very heavy CC related character. But enough of the intro out of the way, this is Mr. Limes, or better well known as Mr. Funny Fruits, and here we go. We're going to start off. Skins are skins. I'm not really here to talk too much about skins. You're going for the more sort of cyberpunk sort of skins. Well, not cyberpunk, sorry, like cyberistic. I've already seen a couple of gods with a cyber sort of theme, and they're bringing more of them out. Aphrodite, Kali, Emoja, and Pell. All of the new cyber-looking ones seem to be all female, which is alright. Men don't need anything. Baba Yaga's fine. As I said, the skins don't look too bad. Kumbragana, no. Oh, they all look relatively fine. That Ganesh skin just looks like a normal Ganesh skin, but alright. I'm more annoyed about the skin that came out of nowhere the other day, my Thunderfang Thor, which just doesn't really, his god skin doesn't look good, so I don't want to talk about that. Don't need to mention new DLC, don't need to mention that. Bug fixes. Now, I have read over these briefly, but while I was reading through them, I was after a couple of them. Danzebra, I noticed a bug where his icon wouldn't disappear and it'd stay with him. I believe they fixed that. It doesn't really specify they have, but hopefully they have. There was a glitch with Sir Kit, where Sir Kit was locked into their jump animation and could constantly keep jumping. It doesn't look like they've actually fixed that. And there was also a glitch with Quan Yu and I think Bacchus, where their character models would stop moving. And you'd be walking around as normal, and then your character would lock in a certain position. It's not something that really breaks the game. All it does is stop them from moving, as in the body parts, not your actual physical moving around. But it was a weird glitch. However, I'm very surprised to see that Sir Ket's work hasn't actually been touched. In that her ability, she could keep jumping over and over again. Now, I do need to upload the video that I recorded of this incident and actually send it through to high res to see if it's underneath their radar. I haven't got round to that yet. So that's fine. New tutorial system seems fine. I don't need to play the tutorial. It's all good. What we want, keep updating new things. Pretty good. Good. UI, that's fine. Tips and tricks, that's fine. They've messed with the rank system. I don't really need to deal with that. However, this is where we come to the problem. And it's the healing, or the healers and the lifesteal. Now, for me, before we go down any further, as in here, for me, my problem always in this game, I had three massive issues with the game in terms of abilities. I was against heal-based gods, I was against anti-heal, lifesteal-based gods, and I was against the anti-heal concept. For me, it was heal-based gods are fine. If you have one heal ability, that's fine. But when you have a god whose sole purpose is to heal, It just isn't fun to play against, henceforth most of my tier lists talk about this. Lifesteal is a massive problem, with some gobs being able to lifesteal all of their health back in one instance. And this would be fine, but my massive argument is that anti-heal needs a buff. That 25% of a lifesteal isn't actually that much, and 40% while being effective, say for example, Pestilence or Contagion is a 25% aura decrease of lifesteal, which is pretty nice, and the Divine Rune is a 40% decrease, but you actually have to hit the target. So they're nice abilities, but this is where we're going to get angry at Hi-Rez again. For some stupid reason, they have decided to turn down the anti-heal effect and increase the heal effect. Now, for gods in my tier lists, such as Aphrodite, I think Aphrodite is ridiculous and should be removed from the game. She doesn't make sense as a god. Her heal is pointless, and why would you have a god's sole purpose is to latch onto someone else and just be a support to them, nothing else. So now we come to the joyous occasion of, what are you thinking? Great. So now we have things like Divine Ruin gone from 40% to 35%. What else? Contagion and Pestilence, 25% to 20%. My argument is, why? Why do you need to mess with this? Argument, they go, oh, the new size of the Conquest map is bigger, gonna get harder to heal. I don't know how that's really relevant. They might have changed the actual healing system. I haven't read so far into it. I just saw this and was absolutely gobsmacked. Is it that you can only go back to base to heal now? Is the regeneration of health been dropped? Which wouldn't really make much sense why you would change that. Or is it that you don't actually heal anymore? Which, if you don't passively regain health, is ridiculous. Why would you have that? Every sort of this type of game, like MOBA, lane-based combat, passive heal is a thing. Passive regeneration. So what we start with is we see that all of the anti-heal has been nerfed. That's fine, but then we come down to Rod of Healing, Rod of Asclepius, and Cadius's Shield all get a decent increase. Now why? Why do they need an increase? So for gods like Aphrodite, who is already drastically broken and needs to be removed from the game, or changed, because she has a stun, a heal, a mana, a crowd control, and a invincibility, so now she's become even stronger. I still question, Hi-Rez, do you know what the won't swear. I won't swear. I won't swear this time. Do you know what the flibbity swidget you're doing? Because the games I play, half the people I've played with, they all moan about lifesteal being a problem. I don't know if this is a different aspect in Pro League, or a different aspect in Ranked, but every game I ever see, I mean, some games like, say, Arena, or Clash, an Anubis comes into the lobby, you're fighting him, he drops his ult, all of his health back. Just build lifesteal. The argument is, oh, build anti-heal. Oh, but by the way, what we're doing now is we're changing the heal so it's stronger, and we're nerfing the anti-heal. Why couldn't you just have kept it as you're buffing the heal, which is stupid, and then you're going to not do anything with the anti-heal? They're doing it like what they did the last time something like this came out. It was, they bring out a new item for physical characters to have more movement speed. Alright, that's fine. But then what you do is you say, okay, but now we're going to make the magical characters slower by reducing the amount of movement speed they get. Why? I have done all of these. I look at all the news every time. Sometimes I see things I like, sometimes I see things I don't like. But my one massive grievance in this game is the heal aspect. Anti-heal, lifesteal, and heal. And why do you need to change that? I just can't understand. It's getting to the point now where it doesn't make sense. Characters like Persephone can heal. Hel can heal. Chang can heal. Aphrodite can heal. Top broken mages that you've got in my warrior tier list: Chuck, has one of the biggest sort of heal-based abilities. He's getting a buff. He's going to be S++ tier. Chuck is insanely overpowered as it is. It won't affect Cupid much because he's not really a healer. But characters like Ra, Yamoja, Ulurun are going to get massive buffs in terms of healing now. And if you want to counter that, you still can, but at a less degree. So my question is, okay, you've nerfed Pestilence, you've nerfed Contagion, you've nerfed Divine Ruin, you've nerfed that weird Septum thing that I can't remember what it's called. But have you reduced the cost on them? Because they're the same item, you've made them weaker, but you're not going to reduce the cost of them, are you? Because I know that for a fact. So we'll continue. That out of the way. Still don't know if high res. It's probably me. Well, it's not me, because the amount of people I've seen complain about it in games is astonishing. They always say the same thing. They go, that ruddy Aphrodite, that ruddy hell. Those are the two most common names because they'll be fighting them or someone they're with, and they heal all their health back. Of course, this could be completely different in Pro League or Ranked. But evidently, those two areas seem to be where you focus on more rather than us crappy small players down the bottom who you don't really care about. But we'll keep going, shall we? We'll keep going down the list. It can't possibly get worse. New conquest map. I have a few people who are junglers. A few friends who are junglers. I'm support, so I'm fine. And a lot of them aren't happy with this new layout. I'm not going to talk about it because conquest isn't my chosen game type. I like to play it, but it's not the one I would first go to. Games can go on for a very long time, or games can go very short. But in Conquest, you will have to rely on your team to be able to do well. For many games, it's like I could be support or solo. If I'm holding my lane, that's fine. But if one of your lanes is struggling, it might get very difficult. You could lose the entire of mid lane, and everyone else might suffer from it. So I tend to stay away from Conquest, so I won't talk about it. I'll play it, and then talk about it. I'm not going to cover it here. This is more for the god-based abilities, what they're doing with gods, and items. This is my main thing. So they've done stuff with the buffs, that's not important. Now the starter items, I did see this, and this was very interesting. I did like this. They're actually adding in, or I think they're taking out the current blessings and adding starter items in. I'm not going to cover this because I actually think this is a very cool idea. However, there are a lot of these things. I gotta go all the way to the bottom. Oh my lord, there's a lot of these things. Whoa, okay, you're still going. There you go. I won't talk about it because once again, I want to try them in a game. Because my problem is, if you're having so many items based on one ability and people can cross over, might cause problems very early on. As in, it could be very difficult. I'll say, for a prime example, if a very tanky warrior, such as, we'll go Mulan, King Arthur, both very strong warrior, Achilles, Chuck, if they're able to buy an item that is sole purpose dedicated to a guardian in that gain a bunch of defense, it might be difficult to kill them. I have seen people already worried about some assassins with the new items they're bringing out. Again, I won't talk about it. I'll play it when it comes out. 2 weeks from now, so I still have 2 weeks peace and paradise without them ruining the heal system. Sorry. No, we're on the items now. But that's it. With this, two of the things I don't want to mention, I'll have to play them before I can complain about it. I'll have to play them before I can talk about them. I still say I love Smite, but I still question, do they know what they're doing? But then, they might do, and it might just be me. I hold my hands up. I'm not the best Smite player. But I wouldn't be making this videos if I haven't seen other people complain. So, great. Right, so they're adding to the Elixir of Power a 10% penetration. Not too bad, because the Elixir of Power is probably the most expensive thing in the game for items. Magical mitigation, 20% crap. Oh, that's actually necessary. Very like that a lot. Oh yes, I heard about this. Thorns is one of. I will mention this quickly. I play Guardian, and sometimes Guardians buy Thorns. I didn't see this as much as a problem. As in, I don't know why they nerfed it. It just doesn't really make sense. But all right. Yes, no longer has attack speed on the Witchblade, which seems a little bit unfair. Seems to be nerfing these items more than are really doing anything else. And then they give red. All right, let's see. Buff for physical armor. Okay, let's go down to something that I know. I did see this stone cutting sword. They're actually decreasing the cost, which is quite nice. I do like that because I use that sword. Berserker's shield. They are buffing and nerfing, making it more attack based rather than defense based, which is nice. They're decreasing the cost for this, but also decreasing the amount of magical protection it gives, which is a little bit annoying. But the buff is very useful on that one. Now, see, Serrated Blade, I've seen so many tweaks done to this. I don't know why they just don't take it out and bring back the other sword that they had originally. Because there are so many tweaks done to this sword, and it just seems to be you're not too happy with it. So it now provides an additional 10% power per stat. Oh, that. Wait, what? Wait, what? So now provides 10%. Oh, power. Okay, rather than attack. So it's. Okay. So they're adding something on and taking something off. Okay, that one's fine. They're increasing the magical power on that helmet. Magical penetration. Oh, now does that. Magical power. Fine. This is all fine. Yes, this one. Alright. Leave that one be. Now there's another. Now this one here. Rodder Tahuti. Questionable why they're doing this. They're adding 10%. Oh, thank you, Office. Yet again, proving that you're very important at very necessary times. Rodder Tahuti, I don't know why they need to add magical penetration. The item already gives 160 magical power, probably making it the highest for magical power at starter base item, being it is one of the most expensive items in the game you can buy. But alright, we'll let it be. Now this one I am annoyed about. Why are they messing with the movement speed of the Doom Orb again? Now, another concept. It's mages are. I don't know why they keep doing it. They keep messing with the magical movement speed. They did it a while back, and they also took out that mask that gave mages a lot of movement speed. They keep messing with the movement speed, and it's getting on my nerves. I don't know why you need to reduce the movement speed, unless, of course, for certain gods, like Nuwa, maybe. You could mess with her, or remove her. You're cool, you're cool. But that seems alright. A 4% drop from 2 to 4 is alright. I'll give you it, okay. Still gonna be annoyed. Alright, so. Yeah, as far as the rest of the items go. Decreasing cost, decreasing cost. Shuriken. Wait, what? Wait, they removed the. Oh, okay. That's fine. Okay, never mind. Right, now we'll move down here. Okay. Items seem just about fine, other than, of course, the lifesteal, the anti-heal, blah, 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 blah. All that crap, forget about it. We'll move on from the items. A lot of it seems to be reduce the damage, increase the damage. It's just a normal mesh-up of all the item-based abilities being switched around. For me, is just Doom Orb while you're messing with it again, and Serrated Blade, maybe, because it keeps getting checked on. Right, now we come down to our final category before I come back onto my main complaint. I ain't gonna let it drop. God balances. Now, I'm assuming these are the God nerfs and whatnot. Now, I did read this one. Janos' portals, when an enemy falls through them, you can now hit them as they're falling. I don't know why that was necessary or needed, but alright. We'll let it be. Yes, 2 orbs showing, that's fine, and 75%, what the heck? So Janus basically gets a massive amount of buffs, which is nice because Janus isn't, he's a very strong mage, but I wouldn't say he's top tier by any stretch, which is good, getting him a lovely little bit of abilities. Bakasura with a nerf, which is necessary, but again, messing with movement speed. So I've got a few people to say movement speed isn't actually working, or it's broken, as in the whole buying an item with movement speed so one can still chase you down without it. But I have seen a few instances, and I've seen me being able to run away from other people, but it could just be God's abilities. Alright. Now, I was surprised by this. Don't know why Ra needs a nerf. Ra is nowhere near top tier mage. Or better yet, insanely broken. While Ra is a good all-rounder, in my tier list, I say he needs a buff. Because his abilities are very line-based. While they're very strong abilities, and actually have a far quicker cooldown than Kukulkan, he's still a very line-based ability and quite slow and sluggish-based god for trying to hit the abilities. Insanely easy to move out of the way of, but if you do get hit by them, they cause damage. Don't know why he needs a nerf, but yet again, same with Poseidon. Poseidon's had a movement speed decrease as well. Why are you needing to change? Now, Poseidon definitely does need a movement speed decrease, but I don't know why they've brought it out all now. So not only have you got that for both Ra and Poseidon, but what the other problem is, the Doom Orb is usually bought for both of them. And now you've just massively decreased the movement speed for these two mages, even more so. But again, Poseidon, I don't think his movement speed was the problem. Release the Kraken, and even his circle ability not being able to move out of. If I was going to wait for about another year before I do another abilities tier list, but in my tier lists I have Poseidon as being an alright rounder god. I'm tempted to move him up because a lot of his abilities, after diving into them deeper, he's got a lot of crowd control based abilities. While he's in his tide pool effect, you can't actually run away or jump out of it, which I didn't actually know at the time of recording it. Which is weird now, because I now main Poseidon. But, we must move on. Agnes, I didn't really understand when I first read it. But, basic attacking of God now provides 2 stacks. I suppose that's fine. Building Book of Though might be a lot quicker. Don't know. Don't really know what that means, but I'll leave it be. Yeah, Chernobyl, he gets a buff, which is what is alright. But on one ability, which doesn't really do much. Alright, fine. I still say Chernobyl, ult needs to be looked at, because you get a 50-50% chance of teleporting to an enemy and not getting killed. Yeah, of course, Chiron gets a heal-based ability increase. Tell you what, while we're fixing the heal, we're fixing the lifesteal, we're breaking the anti-heal, why don't we just quickly have a quick look and see what hunters or mages have a heal, and throw them some heal back at them so they can now buff their ability. Whoa, let's go. Now, Kronos got a buff. Kronos is quite strong as it is. Don't know why he needed a buff. But an attack speed buff and a damage buff. Alright. Thankfully, Danzebra got a nerf. Yet again, proving that Smite gods who are released, usually, except from if you're a Horus or a Baba Yaga, you actually end up getting a buff because you needed it when you first came out. Danzebra proving again one in the line of still broken gods. Disappointed though, because it seems to be damage, rather than crowd control. Why the hell does Danzebra have so much crowd control? For a hunter, why do you need that much? Lure people in, distort them away, drop a nuke on their head. You're like Vulcan, but without the turret. And more to the point, Vulcan has a tactical nuke, which he shoots and lands. You have a homing missile. Alright. But Danzebra having a damage decrease might work. We'll see. Fenrir getting a buff. Fenrir's actually having a lot of work done, actually. Yeah, Fenrir getting another buff. On the last update, he had a buff. Now, this update, he's got another buff. So I don't know if Fenrir. I never made an assassin's tier list, but I would have thought with his abilities he would have been at least mid tier, verging on the point of top tier. But I can see why, because he's not particularly the most threatening assassin in the world. Saying that, he's still very strong, but he had a free ability buff. A little bit alarming. Hachiman getting a buff in terms of his cooldown, and they fixed his fire ability and his... What? Oh, okay, I didn't even know that was a problem. Hachiman could... Yeah, he's an all-rounder, Hachiman. He could use with a buff, yeah. Hercules gets a buff, which doesn't make sense. Hercules is a very strong warrior, and I think in my tier list I had him being all good here. But he is a very, very strong warrior as it stands. I think my only complaint with Hercules was that his ultimate didn't really seem to be that effective. Izanami. Wait, what? Project speed increase. Oh, the speed. Great, Izanami gets more attack speed. Jolly good. Let's just add more onto the fire. Merlin with a buff. Great, just what Merlin needs, a buff. The god with 12 abilities. Let's give him more buff. Great. I don't even want to talk about this one. And Merlin's annoyed me as it is. Sorry, not 12 abilities. 9 abilities, 2 teleport, and then I change it again. 6 abilities, 3 change your ability and cause damage, and then 3 teleport. Alright, that's Merlin. A delightful buff. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, wait. That one's a buff, but that one's a nerf, isn't it? Change. No, that's a... Wait, what's it changing it? Changing it to that. Oh, wait. No, it is a buff because it's reduced the time. Okay, great. Okay, great. Nisha with a triple stack. Nisha with more healing. Great, just what she needs. As a hunter. A lot of things for Nisha. Can't really talk about her because I haven't seen her. Raging with oh, cooldowns. A lot of buff for Raging. His cooldown on a lot of his abilities. And a lightning damage. Alright, perfect. That's what you want from Raging. Raging, in my opinion, is probably one of the worst mages in the game. Seeing him getting a buff is very nice. Now, I'm basing that off the fact that half of the mages are insanely broken. But we'll look at that another time. Rama. These one existing. I didn't even know that was a problem. Fire other abilities while exiting the ult earlier than intended. I have never seen that, actually. Alright, apparently that was necessary. Soul gets a buff? What? Oh, fuck. Okay, Soul gets a double, the last god here, Soul gets a double buff, increasing her attack speed and increasing her damage. The woman who can literally turn invincible and run away while invincible gets a buff. The woman whose attack speed is already broken, the lifesteal is insanely broken, so you've given her more attack speed, you've completely reworked the whole lifesteal aspect and the whole heal aspect. Great, great, just keep throwing more fire on the... And that's that. And upcoming gods, there's people I haven't heard of, sweet. Yes, I did see this, reworks. Persephone's getting a rework, good. Finally, you can actually take her away and fix her, because she's broken. I don't know if you're taking her away, because on tier lists that I've seen of people, they go, oh, she's not broken. She kind of is insanely broken. I mean, you know, every other god can come alive again after they're dead and kill you after they're already dead. I mean, they're drastically broken. Especially with her flowers that are indestructible and can't be destroyed no matter what you do. She's not broken, don't worry. She's balanced, actually, yeah. So thankfully, they're taking Persephone away, hopefully to fix her, or they accidentally might delete the file for her and she's gone forever. We can only pray, well, I can only pray. Bastet, yeah, I think she does need a rework done, because Bastet It's an odd one. I could have sworn Basset already had a rework. A while back, I remember her being different in some way. I don't know if, because the only thing I know of Basset as the assassins go, they took her away, they reworked her, they brought her back, but from all the jungles I spoke to, they said that she's not actually that threatening. While her jump is very strong and her tick damage is very strong, her cats aren't as effective as, say, like a dog from Skadi or Nuar's minions. So I'm just kind of curious, are they actually going to try and fix her again, or revert her back to what she used to be? Two other gods in the game. Well now, Smite, I can actually give you, if you want to watch some of my videos, I don't really care if you dislike my videos, just come and watch them. I mean, come on. I have a lot of gods who you could potentially rework, or remove, or just apologize for ever releasing them in the first place. Cthulhu! Oops, sorry. Oh, got a bad cough. I mean, but definitely ones who need a rework, I would hands down say... Oh, that's a hard one. Thinking on the spot. Persephone was hands down under what? I would say Aphrodite needs a rework. Because a god who is based on I lich onto you, I now heal you, I make you invincible, if you go near people, I damage them for you while at a safe distance, I give you mana, I give you health, and by the way, if you're in a die or neither scenario, I'll make myself invincible. Definitely Aphrodite needs a massive rework, because she doesn't make sense. Noir, I don't want her reworked, I want her gone from the game. I would say probably like gods like Hera, Neith, Kukulkan, Discordia. Not a rework, maybe just a change of abilities, because they're all very easy to use gods. Merlin, massive prime example. Too many abilities, why does he need that many abilities? And just, I would say, not even rework, just change the role. Ao Quan, make him an assassin. Heimdallr, make him a warrior. Bacchus, Ares, Cabrakan, make them warriors, because that's the Cabrakan definitely. And most importantly, Jormungandr, make him something that's not a guardian, so he can tank on the world. But aside from that, those are the reworks we got. Wait, what? Upcoming item reworks. Alright. Okay, whatever. God remodels. Now they're remodeling Sobek. Why? Why? I've already got him to 10. I don't ever need to play him again, but alright. Upcoming skins for gods who weren't often skinned. Finally, yes! Goosenbow! Yay! My boy Goosenbow is getting a skin, which is what we wanted. Zhonghui! Yes! Gods who need skins, big time. We're really lacking in the department of cool skins, please. For the love of God, give Zhonghui something. I'm surprised Cthulhu's actually not on there, because Cthulhu's newest skin is just quite... It just looks exactly the same as he was normally, but covered in lava. Not particularly over the top. Samedi getting a nice one, that's pretty nice. I'd lie. Samedi's alright, but a few of them are weird. But no, decent. That one I'm actually happy about, because I know for a fact Goosenbow and Zhonghui don't have many cool skins. Zhonghui has the Oogie Boogie one, and that's about it. That are cool and different. Alright then. So no, we're done. Wow, that was a long tier list full of things. A lot of the things I didn't even need to cover, which is quite nice. But we're just gonna go... We're gonna end this video on a small little note of... I'm just gonna go back to this area. Why? I will curse you to the day I die with why. Why was this... In my tier lists, the 5 categories I covered, 2 weren't that much of an issue, 3 were a problem. The 2 that weren't that much of an issue was crowd control and... No, not crowd control. Multiple abilities and... invincibility, invisibility gods. Those 2 were annoying, because they're in the wrong roles. My 3 main complaints: lifesteal, heal, crowd control. Crowd control wasn't even touched in this flipping update, but you did touch the heal system and the lifesteal system. Oh sweet, maybe you fixed it. No, you've gone the complete opposite direction and made lifesteal and heal stronger, and you've made anti-heal weaker. And how have they made lifesteal stronger? That's an easy one. Because how you've made lifesteal stronger, you've made anti-heal weaker, therefore lifesteal is stronger. Alright, we're done. I'm done. Anger's over. For now. Alright, next video you will see of me, well, of me attempting to make an ass of myself trying to talk about the Assassin's tier list. That's going to be a lacerating experience, but until next time, I have 2 weeks of paradise before everything goes wrong. Thank you for listening, and GG.